What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD,
Podcast.
Oh.
Period. Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Back.
Mm-hmm.
Look, okay, hold on. Something I wanted
I
to
ain't gonna
call
tell
out.
y'all how I was just getting shamed before.
What
Let me tell you something.
happened?
This low resolution camera just make everything just look good. I hate it. I hate that
Nah, low res will do that, but that high res.
Oh, child, back part of
I
the
have
camera.
I have a high res camera for my work computer, right? Like it's a USB camera, not even a camera that's built into my laptop. So when I have this wig I'm wearing right now, it's a glueless wig or whatever. You know, glueless just mean you ain't gotta glue it down, but in reality, you do gotta do some stuff to make it,
To tack it
blend
down, yeah.
in. Yeah, but I opened it out the box, put it on my head, and joined a meeting. And the way I had a halo along my hairline, and I was like, dang, this camera too good.
Yeah.
So that's why I got on the beanie, because I'm not gonna be gluing it down every day.
Oh my God. Who you got a glueless wig from?
Wigs by May. I think I made her a business of the week already. I can't
Okay.
remember. But I want to say something. May 11th. I know that your birthday is May 13th, but May 11th will be 5 years of OD podcast. Can you believe that?
Golly.
Ain't that
It's been
crazy?
that long?
5 years. Yes, it has.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of deleted
Cool.
episodes out there, so the episode number won't properly reflect, but it's definitely been 5 years.
Let me
And
tell you.
actually, it started in my first property ever, and look at us, 5 properties later.
Not you get a property every year.
And do.
Yeah, I know
But
you.
not.
I know you good at Monopoly. I know you is.
Shut up. But I think 5 years is crazy because, the typical podcast, they don't even make it past 3 to 5 episodes. And I know we ain't the biggest and we ain't, at live show levels, but I think that's something that's worth talking about.
Yeah, it's actually it's so funny. I actually was just thinking about the fact that you used to actually be kind of social. When you had a whole little house gathering at your house before
What do you
5 years
mean by
ago.
this?
So what I mean by
Oh,
this,
that housewarming that my realtor made me have, I didn't want to have it.
but that was
you
so different because you would not do no junk like that
you
today.
know what's funny? And this is why it's funny. I keep telling me and my neighbors, we real cool, we friends. So I was telling them how when I move in, I want to have like a house, not a housewarming party, more like a function. They was like, "No, you not. You not finna let nobody in your house." I said, "Who told you that? Where do y'all get this idea?" But it's true.
You,
I don't like people in my house.
that's
But
what I'm saying. Like
and
you,
what's crazy is I always look for a home that has enough space and parking for guests in case I do want somebody to come over.
that's
But the thing
terrible.
is, I will have, you know what it is? It's my cousins that I don't mind coming over, but I just don't. It just has to be an occasion. But I will say, for real, my new house, I do plan to have like a Friendsgiving. I do want to have a gathering, and I want to for my next birthday, I want to convert my house into like a restaurant. Like I want to do it up. But
Oh, that's
I
cute.
yeah.
You
But
should
I
hire
do think that's
yourself.
funny. You said what?
You should
Hire
hire
shot. Oh yeah, I'm
yourself.
gonna go out. Oh, I'm gonna go all out. Because my new house is very tea. But
Yeah, you should use Chelsea. You know Chelsea? You follow
I
her? My
don't
girl.
know her.
Oh.
Send it to me, but and then maybe she could be a Black Business of the Week next year. But yeah, it's just funny because my neighbor said, and I'm like, dang, do I give that? Because my neighbor, she know me, but she don't like know my personal life. So it's just
Yeah.
funny that she say that.
I'm sitting here picking at you, and I'm the same way. I feel like when I was in Atlanta, or even at my last place in Atlanta Station, I feel like the last couple years before that, I was only social because I had roommates, and so
Mm.
Zay in particular is a very, very like social person. So he's the type of person where he like, oh, just come over here. Y'all come over here. We can chill at my house. Go to. And I never was like that. So we used to have guests at
Yeah.
our house all the time, but it was always his people, which I didn't mind though because they was my friends. I mean, sometimes I did, but
Tell the
um,
truth, shame the devil.
once I moved out to my own place from when I lived with them, I did have a lot of people over, more than normal. At first, I did it, but then like I would just invite people over all the time, and then I had my clients and stuff. But LA, I don't have nobody over here. I
Yeah,
don't know
see,
what
LA,
it
I can
is.
imagine because you in a new environment. Now you gotta get back to a point where you okay with folks even being in your house. It's like, yeah, we
Yeah,
cool, but do
like
you still?
that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about stuff like that. I'm like, damn, like I need to make. I don't know. I just be in my head about stuff, but I do plan on having something at my house for my birthday this year, and
Okay.
I am petrified. I ain't even gonna lie.
First I was
I keep
afraid.
telling my friend Malik that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But every time I just even begin to think about planning it, I start to get cold feet.
I get what you're
So
saying. Honestly, I genuinely
I'm
get it.
just like, I don't want to
I
do it.
Yeah, and it's you know what it is for me. I think for me to be comfortable with folks being in my house, I think number one, I prefer to go to other folks' house. It's just the easiest thing to do.
Same with any.
Number two, I think that I need a lot of different things. My biggest thing is I don't like for my personal space or private space to be accessible to guests. So where I live now, everything's on the same floor. I don't like that you can see my room. Even if I close the door, you can just turn the door knob. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Yeah,
you to be able to go in my bathroom. I want it to be separate space. So that always annoyed me. And obviously I don't think anybody that I have ever invited would be snooping like that. It's just a personal preference. Also, I don't even be knowing what to do. I remember one time Bryson came over my house and we was just chilling in the living room and I was like, I don't know what he was like, you want to turn on some music? I'm like, I guess what do people do when people come over their house? I don't know. What I'm supposed to
see,
show you around? I don't know.
it's so funny you said that. You like, oh, they turn around my room right there. Imagine me. I live in a damn loft. Ain't no
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Ain't no room. So it's like
Yeah, so they could see
when
everything.
you
I
first
don't
walk
like
in my
that.
apartment, when you first walk
And
in my apartment,
people
you see
get
my room.
comfortable. Ooh, what's this? Now you gotta go. You gotta get escorted out by the police. Cause what are you doing?
I have so much, and I don't mean, and I don't even. I hope ain't no robbers listening, but I just have so much expensive stuff in here. Not even talking about clothes and shoes. I'm talking about like
I get. Listen, you.
I
I
have
got one
so
of a
much
kind
like
stuff up in here
yeah, me too.
and guns.
Like
So many guns.
I have so
Oh
many
boy, we
collectibles that's
strapped.
worth so much money,
Yeah, I
and
get
you
it.
know what I'm saying. Like I even had people to like pick stuff up and break stuff, or like I'll pick something
Oh
up
my.
and see that it's broken.
Oh my god, you just
It's a
reminded me.
mess.
There. Do you ever have you? I'm sure you have. Okay, let me just tell a story. In middle school we used to get our yearbooks, right?
Yeah,
So whenever we would get our yearbooks, a lot of people wouldn't buy them or whatever. I don't know if it's because they didn't have the money, they didn't want it. I don't know. But I would always bring my yearbook to school so that people could sign it because that's just what you do. And I remember one year, I would every time I would be picky about who I let see my yearbook. Like they could only see it while I hold it. I would hold it and turn the page one by one. And one
I think I
year,
remember you doing that.
yes, I just because I always been somebody that took very good care of my stuff, even when I was a kid. It's just always been in me. So I remember when a bunch of people was getting so excited about the yearbook. Somebody wanted to turn the page back, somebody wanted to turn the page forward, and they ripped my page, and I got so mad because I'm like, "What are you doing?" And I feel like you mentioned, people have picked stuff up and drop it. It's like people don't even think about being careful, and that's another reason why I don't like people in my house because I don't mess up. I don't even like shoes to scrape the wall by accident. I don't. I want my stuff to be in pristine, tip top shape, exactly how I would want it to be.
Yeah,
But people do not have that sense of care when it comes to other people's stuff or even their own stuff. I'm like, you're not gonna come up in here doing that. Like I remember when my movers was moving my sofa in, and I'm like, don't scratch the wall, don't scratch the ceiling, and it's not hard to not do. I'm like, as a mover, why don't you think about that? I
yeah.
literally think about my walls getting scuffed up when I move, and that should be the least of my worries. Little stuff like that, I just don't like it. I just take care of everything. I don't spill stuff. But it's some careless people out here. And I know some people do make mistakes, but a lot of people are just sloppy. I don't like that. So don't come from my
I
house
don't know
just
what's
slop.
up with me, but this year I have like spilled so much shit, and I'm not that type of person to
You ain't
spill
never
stuff.
going to my house.
But I don't never give that. Like I never
You're gonna have to
spill
hang out at
anything.
the
But I
dog
don't
park.
even be falling. But I've literally like dumped over 3 of my plates of food by mistake this year. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
That's
I
crazy.
don't
I
know.
hear my echo. Is there I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Can
I'm
you hear me?
sorry. It's probably close. You're probably close to the computer. The mic is my bad. What
Oh,
about
it's
now?
feeding me back through your speakers. No, I don't
Yeah.
I don't hear nothing. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, look at that. The power of headphones. Okay, cool.
Um.
So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked because I hurt
Oh
myself.
no. I definitely. But don't let me forget to talk about my Coachella experience. I definitely want to talk about that.
Let's go. Let's go ahead and talk about it.
So this
I
past
never
weekend,
been.
Yeah, this is my first time. So, um, man, I never been to. First of all, let me just say I am a festival person. I've been to so many festivals, not even just work the festivals, but on my own. I bought tickets or passes to so many festivals. That's my thing.
Hmm.
I've always done that. So Coachella was always something that I'm like, damn, I really need to go because that's like the start of all this. Like that, everybody
Oh,
mimics
is it?
Coachella.
I didn't know that.
Coachella is the original. Actually, Woodstock is probably the original,
Oh,
but
true, true,
Woodstock was
true.
kind of dangerous.
Was it?
Coachella was more so like for more so like a safe space. It's been around for a long time, but I think within the last like 10 years is when actual artists that we listen to started going to Coachella because before that it was people that we didn't even really listen to. So
I feel
now
like I
that's
never
like,
heard of Coachella until that Tupac thing.
oh
Remember the
yeah,
hologram?
I
That was my
remember that.
first time hearing about Coachella.
Um, exactly. So, I always look at the videos, I always look at the pictures, I always hear stories. They like, oh yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like 40 minutes from a hotel, 40 minutes, blah blah blah. I'm like, wow, that gotta be crazy. They wasn't
Hmm.
lying. So I drove there. First of all, I was tired as hell. I ended up having to work. I had to go to work. Then I had to catch an early flight to go to Arizona. I mean to Las Vegas. It was like a 6 a.m. flight. I had to catch an early
Mm.
flight to go to Vegas. Um, didn't get to sleep for real. I had to go do my friend's makeup for her birthday. She flew me in for her birthday, and then I left the next morning early to come back to LA to do a client because I had a client at like 11, so my flight landed at 8 a.m. So I had to
Mm.
come back, do that client, and from that client, I literally got on the road and went to Coachella. And Coachella is 2.5 hours away from me.
Without traffic or with traffic?
That was with traffic, but it's always 2.5 hours because it's the same as like going to Palm Springs, and I've been there
I
before, and I
don't
went
even
at
know what that
nighttime.
means.
So I went. It was about 2.5 hours. The drive was pretty cool. Straight shot. I ended up meeting my tattoo artist Debbie. She ended up going to the festival. So I ended up linking up with her. They had a house in Palm Springs. Palm Springs was about 40 minutes away from actual Coachella. Um, so I ended up just staying with them. The house was nice. I love the houses in Palm Springs. All the houses. I mean, it's hard to kind of find a shitty house. Of course, you can get like super duper good houses, but even the cheap houses, they all have a pool, all have a jacuzzi. It's just clean. Like I love that area. Saturday at Coachella was fun. I got there late. I missed Flo performance. I ended up getting a
Dang.
pass from Flo. That's how I got in her. I got a pass from her.
Shout out
I
Flo the
missed
Millie.
shout out to Flamingo. So I was like, I need to go see her show if I'm getting in on her behalf. Shit, I mean,
Yeah.
that's only
Yeah,
right.
like when Future had got us in at Music Midtown.
But did we see him?
No, we did not. I don't even think
We saw Travis
was he
Scott
even
though.
there?
No,
We
I don't
did.
think he was
Oh,
there.
that was so lit. I
Yeah,
hope you know that was on my bucket list to be at a Travis Scott performance.
and that was a festival. We was at a festival,
And it
Music
was at a
Midtown.
festival. Yeah, I
That's
know
what
that
I'm
was.
saying.
I've only been
I
to two,
love
that one and one
festivals.
music fest, and one music fest to me don't really compare.
None of these compare to Coachella. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, okay,
They are
okay.
mimicking Coachella.
Got it, got it.
So when it was time for me so the first day, since they were already at the festival, I had to go straight to the festival, but I had to go to Will Call to pick up my bands for the thing. Just know Will Call was 30 minutes away from the festival,
Oh wow.
not with
And
no
that's
traffic.
not along the way.
No, because the Will Call was at like a stadium, like how it would be at like a what you call it. The stadium was
Regular.
nowhere. Yeah, the stadium was nowhere near the desert because the Coachella is literally in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. Nothing is there.
How
So
they
that's how they,
convince folks to drive all the way down there for that?
because you can make as much noise as you want to. You're in the
True,
middle of
true, true, true,
nowhere.
true.
You're in the middle of nowhere. You could be as loud as you want to be. So I finally got to the festival. Well, I had to catch an Uber from my car to the festival. So I ended up getting my Uber driver's number because I'm like, um I don't know what it's gonna be like after I leave here. So I got his number. I was trying to pay him. He would not take my money for some reason. Like I told him
Not
because
even
he
through the
ended up
app.
he ended up coming. No, he okay. That time he took my money, but he ended up coming to get me after the festival was over, and he was like, "You don't have to pay if you don't," because we all was trying to go see Frank Ocean. Obviously, he dropped out, so he said the people that they were replacing him with, he wanted to see. I said, I doubt I stayed at that festival that long. So he was like, "If you could just slide me your band, so I can go see them. When you come out, I'll get it from you. Go in, then that's your payment." So I was like, oh, "That fine with me. I don't care."
That's a lovely payment.
Yeah.
What?
So I was like, whatever. Um, the first day I missed. Who did I end up seeing though? I don't know
You
who
see
I was seeing.
Lotto?
I don't even remember. No, I missed like that was the second day and I missed it. I'm gonna tell you about that too. But first day was cool. I ended up taking like 2 edibles. I had a few drinks. Just trying to get into my vibe. It was pretty cool. I met up with
Any
my friends.
cocaine?
Never did coke. Never doing it. Um, now I did. However, I took shrooms that day. Just one. So it
Oh
didn't do
my
nothing.
god!
I took one, so it didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
I've took
sure,
shrooms
buddy.
before. I've taken shrooms before. I think I don't take enough, but I'm scared.
Not you a fungus popper. Okay, so what happened at Coachella? You gave the man your
So the next
wristband.
morning, so I ended up staying with them that night. The next morning we had breakfast. Um, Debbie, she made it like this salad. She had like some shrimp tempura that she made. It was cool. So then we sat in the pool, had some mimosas, and then we got dressed for the festival. We left out the door at like 2 p.m. because Lotto got on the stage at 5. So we was like, that's gonna give us enough time to get to the she got on at 5:05. I'm like, the festival's 30 minutes away. Even if it's traffic, this is gonna make it to where like, okay, we're gonna be able to see Lotto. We're gonna get to the festival no later than like 3:45.
Yeah.
First of
Uh-oh.
all, I
Uh-oh.
thought we thought that nobody was coming on Sunday because of Frank Ocean. So we had so
But
we
he
had
will
a
be
group.
performing late though, right?
He will be the headliner, so he will go last.
Yeah.
So the traffic was so bad, like it was so bad. It took us maybe almost an hour and a half just to get to the wheel car area because one of the girls that we were with, she got into a really bad car accident in December, so she's still healing. So she had a handicap pass and she was in a wheelchair. She had a little motorized wheelchair. So we like, oh, we finna get in anyway because they
Y'all
said the
thought.
whole weekend they've been parking at the gate and just walking in like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that parking lot was full. The one closer to it
All the
was full.
cribs was were packed out.
It was full. Like everything was just full. So we had
What
to.
was it for? Who was they trying to see? Blink
I
182.
don't
Who they
know.
replace him with?
Blink 182.
Yeah, that's kind of lit though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So I'm like,
All
dang.
the
Yeah, they was lit. So we ended up having to go back to where I parked at the day before and got on the shuttle to take us to the festival. So we pre-gaming on the shuttle. Just know that the shuttle is only 30 minutes away from the thing, but it took us 2 hours to get to
oh
the
my god,
Coachella.
yeah, this is too much. This why I don't let people come to my
It
house.
took us, it took us 2 hours to get there. So we getting there. We trying to rush and see Lotto. We missed it. So we had to watch her show on the bus on the live stream. We were so mad because that's what we were going to see. We were literally only going to see Lotto, Glorilla, and Caliucci's. Glorilla we had already paid because Glorilla went on at 3:45. We were not making that, so we was like,
That's
whatever. We
why
ain't
I
gonna
love
see Glow.
tomorrow.
Yes, I was like, we ain't gonna see Glow, but we missed Lotto. We made it halfway through. Oh, I left a part out. So when we got there, we pulled the girl's wheelchair off the bus. Battery dead.
Not 10-7.
No, the battery died before we even got to the festival. So
They
we
was
had to
like, this girl ain't handicapped, man. Turn that thing off.
So she was on her cane. She was like, I can't walk that much. So we ended up
This is a
splitting up.
nightmare.
We keep in mind we were pre-gaming on the bus, so we had to split up. The where they dropped the shuttle off at was so far away from the gate,
Oh
and
my
then we had to
god.
walk to the stages when we got on the inside. Mind you, by the time we got to the stage, Caliucci's, the wind is blowing, so I'm feeling good. The sun is really bright, but I'm like the wind is blowing. It's sun kind of going down. let me get a little Sprite or something. You know, I said I wanted a Sprite because I wanted to burp.
Oh, stomach probably upset.
So I'm like, let me get a Sprite, let me get a lighter because I couldn't find my lighter. So I bought a lighter, got a Sprite. So Debbie was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I was like, okay, cool, let's go to the bathroom. So I had an artist band because I got it from Flo, and she had a VIP band. So we ended up going to the little VIP sections to use the bathroom, and they had like a gang of porta potties. So when we walked over there, they had a girl side and a boy side for the porta potties. The when I mean, we pulled up on the porta potties and the smell hit me immediately. I mean, like smacked me in the
Oh,
face, and I got
okay.
nauseous instantly. Like
Oh my
I
god.
was just like, this stinks so bad. I have to stand all the way back to in the middle of the field. So I'm getting back there and I'm just sipping the soda, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm still feeling nauseous, but I don't know if I'm gonna throw up or not because it was going in and out. So then I'm standing there and I'm like, I honestly think I'm gonna throw up. I said, I think when
Yeah,
I
that's the
convince
worst
myself that
feeling
this is
too.
gonna happen, I'm like, I have to find a exit plan because I don't want to throw up in front of all these people. Usually in public places like that, they kick you out when you get sick,
Really,
especially
I
if
threw
it.
up at one music fest and went right on by my. For no, I don't know why I had a shrimp platter, shrimp and fries. That's probably why.
I don't
And mind
know.
you, I don't drink or nothing, so I don't know what that was about.
Like if you throw up in the club or if you throw up in like a party or something, they kick you out.
They probably
They
it's
send
probably
you
a health
home.
risk.
So I didn't want nobody to see me throwing up. So as I'm getting ready to figure out where I'm going to throw up at, this guy walking up to me and he's like, "Hi," and I had a blunt in my hand. So he was like, I said, "Hey." He was like, "How are you?" I said, "I'm good." And he didn't say nothing. So I was like, "You must want to hit my blunt." So he was like, "No, I actually came over here to see if I could buy you a drink in exchange for a bump of cocaine."
And you was like, how much time you got? I'm just playing.
I
I'm
was
just
like,
playing.
"Oh, I don't have no coke." He was like, "Fuck, I'm fiending for a
First of all,
bump."
I'm offended that you even went up to me to think that. Second of all, how
So
common
many things
is
was
it? Get
going
me out of here.
so many things was going on in my head at that time when you asked me that, but I couldn't react because I'm about to throw up.
Oh yeah, oh mouth drooling. You know that feeling of your mouth start watering and stuff. It's
Yeah,
like,
like I'm about to throw up. So when he walked away from me, I ran to the porta potties and they were all locked. I found one that was open. As soon as I opened the door, I let have all over the porta
oh,
potty.
okay, that's
And
disgusting. I'm sorry
I'm
that
just
happened to you
like,
though.
oh my God. So it was so hot. Like I was like dripping with sweat as I'm throwing up. My whole clothes is is wet from sweat. It was splashing on my
You out there
legs.
trying to be a fashionista Devo.
Yes, it was splashing on my shoes, on my leg. Like it was just
Okay,
too much.
spare the listeners the details, okay?
Sorry, but that was
I'm
just
the
so
listener.
dramatic. But yeah, after that, it just kind of went downhill. I did have some food. I spent $30 on a hamburger and fries.
Mm.
Um, and I did not have fun. I'm sorry, I did not
Yeah, I
enjoy
can't
that.
lie. And there are people who stayed there on site, right? They don't leave.
Yeah, so people, because it's so far, like it's like I said, it's so far away from anything. So they have campsites for people to stay at Coachella during the festival. Like you just bring a tent. I
I
actually know
can't even
somebody that
imagine
stayed
that.
there. So I know somebody that stayed in the tent with their boyfriend.
That festival stuff ain't for me. Now, one music fest, I did say last time if I ever go again, I have to get VIP. But then I saw the VIP prices and I said never mind. But I actually this past one I end up I'm glad I didn't. Oh, I did buy. You know what? I did buy a VIP ticket to last year. I had to go to a wedding and I sold my ticket. I literally
Mm,
forgot that that's what happened. But yeah, because it's like one of those. Number one, I want to be able to exit and come back whenever I please. Number two,
yeah.
I need some coverage. I don't want to be free roaming. And I need a clean bathroom, a cleaner bathroom, I'll say. But yeah, that festival stuff ain't for me. I'd rather just go when they go on tour. But I really wanted to see Jasmine Sullivan, Lauren Hill. I don't know if I care to see Lauren Hill no more because she can't sing the songs the way they're supposed to be. And then I want to see
Oh,
City
I mean
Girls.
that's real though. That's real. I mean,
I
you
mean, I'm
gotta
just being
enjoy.
honest. I can't sing along and get in my feelings for real. Talking about some strumming my pain with her fingers. Sing on my life with me. Killing me softly. Like, she got to remix the song. I'm like,
What is
bro,
that
what
style of
version is you got the chopped and
what is
screwed
that style of
version?
singing
That's
called?
that's that you know how the music is in Baltimore, that club music or DC, whatever. Sugar
Oh
my face,
yeah,
singing my life in this
yeah,
word.
yeah.
That thing. Anyway, all right, let's get into the episode. We just
You
spent
might as
24
well
minutes
say
talking
joyful,
about
joyful.
oh now she's saying joyful, joyful. I'm gonna get my choir robe out, okay? All right, so let's get into the episode, y'all. Now that we talked y'all ear off about Coachella.
Sorry.
We gonna get into the black business week. Let me just preface this with this. I normally do not, and I've said this before, I do not like suggesting a business that I have not personally utilized. Okay. I'm really big on that because I've done it once and I was reminded why I don't do it to begin with. Because people can be unprofessional, unreliable, they could be liars, cheaters, you know it. Okay. But due to the fact that it's my
Exactly.
turn to have the black business of the week, I don't feel like finding a new business. And I have already booked this business for the service. And so we just gonna go with it. And just because I know that the owner is good people, genuinely, I'm like, okay, I'm
Genuinely,
willing to,
my
yeah, I'm
girl.
willing to go out on the limb and give her a pre shout out. So as we know, I'm closing on my house tomorrow, y'all. And one thing that I never do when I move is clean up first. I always move my stuff and then clean, which is so backwards. Even though my
Yeah.
mama taught me that when I was younger, like you clean the house before you move it. It's just the smart thing to do. Because even if you set up every Hazel, sorry, y'all, Hazel got this squeaky toy. She all by the microphone. So even if I set up the house, move my stuff in, then clean up, there's gonna be missed spots. And I don't want that. So anyway, I booked this company called Two Sisters and a Mop to do a move-in cleaning for me in my new house, and the service has been immaculate. And I'm not just saying that; I'm actually very pleased with the experience that I've had with this company. And we were able to come together on a date that works for both of us, so that I can basically have a clean home. She asked me about if I had any preferences, any problem spots, any do not do's, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, dang, these are great questions because whenever I've booked the housekeeper in the past, they just showed up. You know what I'm saying? No translator, nothing. They just got to work. So I'm just very grateful. And so I wanted to shout her out so y'all can check out the information will be in the episode notes. But again, it is Two Sisters and a Mop on Instagram, and sisters is spelled the black way. And the website is also twosistersandamop.com. You can take a look. You can reach out to them. You can ask questions. They have a new client promo. But the young lady Draco and I both know. Actually, Draco's known her much longer. I really met her through you, but we all used to work together.
Yes.
But
Yes.
she is good
I went
people.
to high school with Jasmine.
Yeah, she good people. She good people.
She
And
went
one
to
of her
Stone
sisters
Mountain with
was
me, if
my
I'm not mistaken.
employee. She
Yeah.
did, and she
I
gonna do a
mean,
mean
Jasmine was like one
walkout,
of my favorite.
y'all.
Yeah, she was one of my favorite people in high school. Every time I would see her in the hallway, we would do that, do the dance. Um,
She's really pretty too. I know that's irrelevant, but
yeah,
she has a very unique face in a good way.
yeah, she's very gorgeous.
One time I
Shout
seen
out
her
to
in
that.
traffic. One time I was in the bluff for whatever reason at the light, and I looked up. I said, "That Jasmine," and it was
What were you doing in the bluff?
just driving through. Honestly,
Okay, okay, all right. But,
honestly,
you said what's the name of the business?
two sisters and a
Two
mop.
sisters and a mob. Why do that remind me of three girls and a needle?
Oh my
Three
god,
girls
I
with a
forgot.
needle.
Or two men in the truck. Man,
2 men
that's
in the
I
truck.
forgot
I
about
heard 2 men in the truck
that's
be stealing.
I
I
believe it,
heard
and I
two
almost
men in
booked
the
them.
truck be stealing. I heard
Shaking
they
my
just the
head.
worst of them all.
Well, either
Hmm.
way, I definitely, if y'all need any housekeeping services, I definitely suggest you reach out to Two Sisters and a Mop. Tell them Alicia sent you, and ask her if she can walk it out. She gonna know exactly what you mean. She gonna laugh and she gonna be like, "Okay, enough."
Um. Yes. Like first of all, Jazz, could you come to LA and do mine? Because I'm looking for somebody to do mine for my birthday.
Yeah, maybe she got
Since
a
I'm
little
having
network
guests
out there
over.
in LA.
Yeah. Since
One thing about
I
it, when I go ahead, my bad.
no, I'm saying since I'm have something in my apartment, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and uh get a little house cleaner to come over here and do something the day of that
Let me tell
morning.
you something. The way your house look after the housekeeper, something about it. That something about a housekeeper that you can't do yourself is what gets me. It's like the bed be made in such a way. I'm like, dang, you really poured out all the wrinkles like that. When I just jump
I
in
just
that
don't be
thing.
liking the ammonia smell. Like do me like a little bleach.
Oh, I don't like bleach. You could do some Fabuloso and some disinfectant that won't chemically imbalance my brain. I'm one
Are you
chemical
trying to say I'm
imbalance
slow
away
because
from
I
going.
use bleach? I use bleach every day.
No, but you never had all them chemicals and start getting dizzy and stuff. I don't need that. I gotta enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I got boxes to unpack now. I gotta fall down the stairs
The
because I
tequila be
because of the
making me kind of
shower.
dizzy too. Tequila be making me
Okay.
dizzy.
Well,
I'm
I
just
don't
playing. Let me
drink,
not.
so that's between you and your maker. But okay, so that's the black biz of the week.
Wow,
Uh, it's funny
what
because
a
so many people be saying they need a house. So I was gonna book a housekeeper regardless. Okay, quick story. She posted her business, and because she don't really post a whole lot on her social media, and I can't remember what we were talking about, but I was telling her that when it comes to she don't basically she never really advertised her business as hers. And so I always tell people like it's really important to have a customer base outside the internet because as we see with these social media sites, they're very fickle. And if you 100% rely on these apps, then you could, you can lose your customer base. So if they reach you outside of that, that means you got emails, you got phone numbers, you got ways to keep up with these folks. So I don't remember why I shared that detail. Oh, I think it was because I was looking for a housekeeper regardless. And if she would have never posted it, I wouldn't have even known. So
Mm.
anyways, all right. So let's get into shop talk. I don't know what's going on, but prayers up for Jamie Foxx. I'm out. The rumors are saying that he had a stroke. Very scary. He's definitely a fairly young person, you know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to know that I don't. Is a stroke related to the heart? I believe it is, but it's one of the number one killers of black people, especially black men. So y'all make sure you go into your annual checkups. I know I say this all the time, but just get your check. Not saying that he could have prevented this, but it is helpful sometimes to get preventative care because you just never know. I have a coworker who told me that he has never been to the dentist or to the doctor in his adult life, and that made me very
Oh,
uncomfortable.
whoa.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like,
Now, and you know
okay.
what's so crazy? I think that because I'm a person that believes in like I guess natural medicine. I still believe in the doctor. I still
Yeah, I mean
believe in the
everything
dentist. Like,
cannot be. I mean, there's a reason why medicines were created, right? It was inspired by natural processes. Some things need a little push, but to say anyway. I mean, the dentist, I guess, is one thing because I think if you could have a healthy, daily regimen, you might be good. You know what I'm saying? You don't eat too much sugar, but ain't nothing on that pressure wash that the dentist can get. But the physical checkup, a lot of people have high blood pressure. Just so many things. Anyway, I'm not here to preach to y'all. But I do. When he said that, I was shocked, and he's got several kids. So I'm just like, well, I hope you're taking them.
you say he
I'm
had
calling.
several kids.
Yeah. So it's like, is anybody going?
Mm.
I mean, golly. But anyway, all right. So aside from what's going on with Jamie Foxx, I wanted to complain a little bit. I really don't like what Tokyo Tony got going on. It's really embarrassing, and it's very, very it's just embarrassing. Really, is all I can think of. It makes me think that she might be jealous of her daughter because I feel like Black China is living a life that Tokyo Tony probably thought that she would have gotten. She don't think that her daughter deserves it.
Tokyo Tony, from what I'm observing, is a compulsive liar.
Oh, for sure.
Um, she is a compulsive liar. She is a compulsive liar. Just that's just what it is. I feel like everything that come out of her mouth, she always go back and correct it. And I knew that she don't know what she be talking about. Um, from that video of her with T.S. Madison. I don't know if you remember when they had did a little thing together a long time ago, or maybe you didn't see it. But she was trying to basically say that the number it was about to be 2020. It was
Hmm.
2019, and she was just saying that basically she was trying to come up with a quote about 2020 and say that if you move the number this way and this way, it'll be something. And when she did it, it didn't. It wasn't that.
Embarrassing.
And I'm just
Oh my
like,
god.
she was just like, and then she was somebody asked her about the LGBT community one time, and she was just like, oh yeah, she said something about how she wasn't in support of like um trans and gays and blah blah blah, and then they
She
asked
said she
her, has she,
wasn't.
yeah, and then she said that the reporter had asked her, has she ever been with a woman or something. She was like, oh yeah, I'm bisexual.
First
Weirdo.
of all, yeah, I don't like. I had,
I
something
think
that
she's
really burnt.
schizophrenic, honestly.
She
It
could
gives
be, and
that.
it's she. I mean, it does. And she just like you said, she's consistently lying. She says things almost like she says it as a one up, but just embarrassed. Like she tried to make herself look good. It's really strange. But something that really bothers me is calling her daughter the B word. That's something that I've never. I that makes me very uncomfortable. It's just crazy that you could look at your seed. No matter. I mean, I get that sometimes kids can bring a lot of shame and they can make you, embarrassed or make you think that you might have taken the wrong. Sometimes parents have regrets. Sometimes children turn to their parents, but obviously we're not in the inside scoop of Black China Her Mama. We've seen enough on a TV show to see where the problem lies. But to call your daughter the B word, I just think that's very low, man. It's like you don't even look at them as human or that some your seed. It's crazy.
I just feel like her and China got that type of relationship. Just looking at Tokyo Tony's past, not to judge, but just seeing like where she come from, what she did in her early 20s and her story, I feel like that is the reason why they have a relationship that they do now. Because even China said that she didn't grow up with her mom; she grew up with her grandma. Like she lived with her grandma. Her mom was just
And
in the
Tokyo
streets
told
and
Megan
doing
that
stuff.
she grew up with her dad.
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? It just be
It's
too
very
much, and
strange. It's sad.
yeah,
It's really sad, honestly. Nobody should have to deal with that. I wish that and then from when Megan, and I'm not
it's
even
so
a big fan of
crazy
Megan James.
how she low key trying to retract these Illuminati statements too. And I'm noticing all the Illuminati talk that's been swirling around has died down within the last month because it was like
Yeah,
it had done
everybody
started back up
contracts
for a little
gone. It might have been paid
bit.
promo.
A song?
Next thing you know, they moving to Africa.
Oh my god! Shout out to actually not let me not shout out Greg, but Greg, let me say.
What you think that's about? People saying that he owed like $100,000 in rent, but I'm like, is that enough to leave the country?
So it's real deep, if I can be
Oh,
honest.
okay, okay,
And this is just my perspective, so this isn't factual at all.
okay.
But I do a lot of researching on stuff just so I can kind of have an understanding of it before I judge people or turn my face up at something. I would rather just kind of look into it just to see what it is, what it means, where did it come from. And
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
we always, I mean, consistent within the last 3 years, we've brought up the E5 religion, right? We always talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing that Florida Georgia pipeline over there,
Okay.
some going on. Allah is not pleased. I say.
Stop saying that. What do you mean? What something's going on?
So
You think
I
people
just
just like
feel
go
like, and I've always my issue has always been that that they haven't been practicing their religion the correct way. When
okay.
it's a African religion that most
Mm-hmm.
Haitians do, and see in Florida they actually get down what they get down. Like
Mm-hmm.
they'll sacrifice the animal for, do what they need to do, and they will cook it. In Georgia, they halfway did it. Remember, they was just throwing the stuff in the
Oh
river.
my God. They
So
just was doing it, yeah.
I'm like, you probably conjuring up the wrong shit because you doing stuff the wrong way. So I'm noticing that everybody who keep popping out with all these like videos talking about Illuminati or they like, um, you know, with all this other shit that's going on, where they be from or where they lived at, all of them.
No, I'm not accepting this. I reject this notion.
So I'm just like, starting with that YSL stuff, it started with that, and now everybody's
Okay.
going down. Everybody's going down in flames. It's not a coincidence. It's
It's
not a
giving Tokyo
coincidence.
Draco.
It's giving
I
something.
I don't know. I don't know much about him, but I do agree with you. Like a lot of people were converted to this religion, and the type of people. And this is no shade because I am not in a position to judge, lest ye be judged. I feel like the type of people that were starting to follow this certain stuff, that a lot of them were people that I felt were criminals or not smart. They had those two things in common, and it made me
Yeah, oh
wonder,
for
like,
sure.
because some people are easily influenced, so you could pretty much sell them anything and they going for it. And now they pushing this and now they converting other people based off their lack of information and who. But I think the same could be said about any religion. But I just think that one had a
Yeah.
huge wave in the last couple years.
Yes, and I feel like a lot of it was rooting in like money. Like they were doing a lot of money getting rituals, and they do a lot of like relationship rituals. But I'm noticing just like any type of like, because it's like it's a trend, or it's like, everybody's looking at it as a trend. But I'm like, something has really happened to them. How you just be like an Instagram girl or Instagram boy a week before, and then now you stripped it all off and you are just, and why is it happening to everybody at the same time?
Yeah, I agree
Something
with you.
ain't
And I
right.
definitely know some
And
people
then
that
it's
were involved and they were giving money to a person. Like
yeah, and
really
then
give it
it's for me, I feel like all of them have something in common.
a
Jail.
little slow.
The
Okay.
feds is coming. Because anytime within everybody, majority of them people, they boyfriend done got locked up. They done got started getting investigated by something. That something is going on. So it's just it's
Yeah.
that's why I said it's real deep in my opinion. But
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
I
It just
agree. It's something
and
that I
I
don't want to
just
get close enough to understand. It's like,
I
oh, okay, I'm
do.
gonna
I
just
don't
watch
have
from the
the
outside.
thing with me is the thing is with me is I'm not easily peer pressured into doing stuff. So I can be around
Me either.
anything, anybody. I could be around an atheist. I know my beliefs. I'm covered.
Oh yeah, I
So
don't
you can
bother
do
that.
what
I
you
just
know what I'm saying? Like anything. I
yeah.
don't care. But I'm such a curious person that I have to know. I gotta know. Because I'm like, what is that? Like, what are they doing? How did
And next thing you know, you're
I'm
gonna
like,
be
girl,
like wearing all white. I'm be like
who me?
Draco. You gonna be like, don't call me that.
Girl.
I'm be like, hey, you want to
I'm
record
not even
tonight?
finna get into that, but
Record.
shout out to Summer Walker, her white outfit,
Oh boy.
and BBL. That's another one. I love
And
Summer
Lil
to death.
Meech.
Love Summer. Love Summer. Love Summer. Love Summer. Let me make that clear that I love her. But um I don't like that she'll get online to tell everybody that they're poisoning their body with certain things like vaccinations, medicines, and food, processed food. Everybody need to be alkaline, vegan, blah blah blah. Kind of similar to what Left Eye was doing. And then you
Hmm.
turn around and get lip fillers, cheek fillers, ass shots, titties,
And be
and
eating the stuff that you telling folks not to eat.
eating the stuff, eating Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops is our artificial food. I have
It's
an issue with
it
that
hit
because it's
too.
just like you're literally condemning these people for doing these things, and then you put in silicone in your body in no bag. You know what I'm saying? No shade, but I don't know.
All right. I
Whatever.
get it. I understand what you're saying.
I don't
A
like
lot
that.
of the blind leading the blind. A lot of people, a lot of people they lack guidance, and so it's easy to get them to hop on a certain movement. And not saying it's not genuine, but a lot of it does come from a lack of knowledge and just the desire to kind of, I think one thing about religion is it gives people something to work towards and something to look up to. And so if something is
Yeah,
different from what they were used to, they feel like, oh, okay, this makes more sense. This more closely aligns with me. And if somebody they look up to or respect is doing the same thing, then they're just gonna follow suit no matter how it makes them look. And that's, I ain't even mad at that.
yeah, no, I'm not with it. See, for me, I do what I do, but one thing I don't do is tell people to do what I'm doing. If they ask me, then I'll tell them what I'm doing or whatever. But I'm not
Nah, I
forcing
be
that
trying to
down
make
nobody's
everybody buy
throat.
a house.
That's different. I'm saying like if I know that natural medicine is popular, but not everybody will do that. And then a lot of people
Yeah.
have different reactions to stuff. It works for me. I feel like
Hmm.
my skin looks so much better. I feel like I don't like. I noticed that people around my age, a lot of them have like yellow eyes or
Jaundice.
certain. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, they nails be looking really bad, and you know what I'm saying. This stuff works for me. It's helping me lose weight. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm fine with that. So it may not
You
work
getting
for
them
you.
lipo shots from Dr. Curves.
So what's crazy? I actually was talking about that today. I was like, oh, I should get that because my birthday in 4 weeks, so I could
How
just
much it
lose a little bit more.
costs?
The price is very steep. So you get 4 syringes. You do one a week, one syringe a week, and it's $1,200
For one.
for a month supply.
Okay.
But I think that was in a different state. And some states is like
That's
four
cheaper than
hundred because I think
lipo.
you can get it from your you can get I think some people be getting it from like the people who do like filler and they be
Like
taxing. They be
aesthetics.
taxing on it when they get it.
Well, I know Dr. Curves
So
gotta be taxing.
yeah, so they get it. They'll get it from their surgeon, so they'll get it from like somewhere else. But I don't know. I've been
I need
offered
to
it
know the
about three
detail because
times.
I ain't crossing it out now because I see folks on these little pills too. Now I'm not, obviously there's a health risk with everything, but I just need to lose about 10 pounds, y'all. Let me just get my little
That
4 shots.
pill, that pill that they taking is not healthy. Because the thing about that pill, you cannot take that pill for more than 2 weeks, from what I heard, or you will die.
Mm. Oh wow, oh yeah, we don't want
And
that.
it's
And that's why I
bad.
feel
So I
about the
don't.
shot too, because once it's in your body, it's in your body.
Yeah, and it's diabetes medication. So it's like
It's not
I'm
necessary
not
for the
even
regular
trying.
person.
Yeah, like that's why I already don't even like medicine as it is. I just started taking I just got prescribed the medication recently, so I've been taking that. But other than that, like I don't take medication unless it's an aspirin.
Wow, what a flex. Okay, cool.
I don't. I really don't.
Not
I don't take. I hate medicine. I'll take cough syrup though. If my cold, I'm a baby when I get a cold. No stopped up cough and chest hurt, and I'm getting some cough syrup. I want
yeah.
the
Well, I
thickest,
take birth
most
control daily,
expensive.
so I take my medicine.
I know that's right. Listen.
Hello, somebody. No wham around here. Okay, so I have a question. There was a topic. Okay, y'all. So there was a story, and it's kind of like it's like a present day thing. Long story short, there was a young woman from South Carolina, I believe, who was killed by her boyfriend. There was a TikTok about how she went to the DR with him for 6 days, and she's still alive. And obviously, there's a trend on that song. It's like I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Anyways, shortly after the video was posted, apparently he killed her and he killed himself after have been in a standoff with the police. So I went to this young lady's TikTok, and every video might as well say like 8 out of 10 were about them being in a toxic relationship, on how she called the police on him, he called the police on her, she put her hands on him, and honestly, I was a little disgusted. I don't now. I think that this has always been a thing, but recently I have seen so many people that like literally think that a toxic relationship is like an aesthetic. It's a flex. It's something that's cool. It's
Yeah.
like growing up, I always heard girls be like, "Girl, my man gonna beat my behind." Da, 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 da. And I ain't never take it literal. I mean, I don't think I did when I was a kid, but then I grew up and realized that really be happening. And people get hit by their man. Some people get verbally abused, mentally abused, sometimes financial abuse. But I know a lot of people that like glamorize toxic relationships, and I don't like. I don't think that's okay, because I think that there is a spectrum of some things. Like, oh, your man checking for you, he want to see you with every minute. Okay, that's one thing. That's still red flaggish, but hitting you, cussing you out, treating you like the bottom of somebody's shoe is also toxic. So like, what do y'all mean when y'all say that? So I was just curious to know your thoughts on toxic relationships. Like, what do you lie on that?
I ain't gonna lie. Um, I'm definitely one of those people who used to glamorize toxic relationships, but not in a way where like I'm talking about abuse. It would be like, oh, I love when if I do something, somebody check me or somebody takes control and like order my food for me, like, oh, try this.
Is
Blah, blah.
that toxic though?
I don't think that's toxic, but I'm just that's what I meant by that. Like, I guess aggression, and I took that as toxic. Like, oh, I like this, but in my head, I mean, out my mouth, I would say toxic. So I was wrong
I
for
get
that
what you're
because
saying.
I'm not. I was misusing the term, but for me,
I
I'm not
understand.
into that. Like, I don't. I'm not. I don't even like. I don't even like for the person that I'm dating to get so mad that they call me out of my name.
Yeah,
So,
that's a
no,
no.
no, that's
That's
a
a
turn
that's
off
a
for me.
no, for real. Turn off, turn the doorknob, and get out my house. That's what that is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm the
never.
same
Now,
way.
I've always like you. I've always been attracted to a man that can order for me. That's not like a toxic thing, but I get what you're trying to say. Like very masculine, very like head of household esque. But like certain things, but I've never been a fan of being yelled at, cursed out, called out my name, put you're not gonna grip me by my collar. Now I've definitely been yelled at. Let's be very clear that we've had arguments, but there are people
Yeah,
like that is they go back and forth all the time, and it's always
yeah, yeah,
raising of the
yeah,
voice. And it's been a very long time since I've been in a situation like that. That's a one like it's just I'm not okay with that, because I feel like if you can get that angry with me, there's no reason why you can't put your hands on me. Like, what's
yeah.
stopping you?
I
If you
don't
can
like
put your
that.
hands on me, why you can't take me out this world? You know what I'm saying? But I know people, young people, people our age, etc. They find that attractive, and even I know men that love crazy girls, girls that love to argue. Like I know girls that that I consider
That you
cool.
know
You
what
know,
it is.
seeing
I
they
used to say that too, Alicia. I used to say I love boys that's crazy, like that. I like that. I used to say that.
what and you like that. That's always arguing. Like you okay with that?
No, okay, like I was dating this boy one time, and he never put his hands on me. But I remember one time he was so frustrated that he was hungry. And see, here's my thing, because I had to pick him up from the airport, and I'm like, he like, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, well, where do you want to go? And he did not know where he want to go. I rode all the way to Marietta. Still didn't know what he wanted to eat. So we went in the house, and I said, when you figure it out, we can go. But he kept saying, like, I'm hungry. This boy went to my shoe rack
Was
and
he
started
6 years
throwing,
old? Hold up,
not a
excuse me.
club in,
He did what?
went to my shoe rack and started to throw my shoes at me.
Absolutely not.
That's when I knew. I said, oh, I
Abs.
don't like crazy men. I don't like that.
Yeah, because we're the see, and I think that, and I don't know, I can't speak on your behalf, but I do think that when people say that, there's a certain style or type that they're saying. Like, yeah, like I don't like that. You're not finna be checking me in public, which is number one embarrassing. It's one thing to
Yeah,
genuinely be upset, but I feel like things escalate to get to that point. But for that to be like how you express, your disdain or unhappiness, that's scary. I don't think that's okay. I've never been a fan. Now, while I will argue with somebody, I rather not, especially in relationships. I'm really sensitive when it comes to that. I'm not big on that. I like to just talk stuff out. I feel like there's a way to get around everything. But I think that there is a thin line between like a gentle man and a man that's that hyper masculine that people are talking about. So it's like all or nothing almost. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I've never been I cannot hold on right quick. But yeah, I'm just not a fan. I don't like that. I know some couples they bicker all the time. And they just carry on day in, day out. Oh, I love my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, my girlfriend so much. I'm like, but y'all always arguing. But people like that. I know dudes who will say if she ain't crazy, she boring. And to each their own, but I'm just not a fan of it. And I think that that type of stuff, relationships should be healthy. They render positive and happy lives, and if you don't want that, then okay, cool. But people bring kids into this world. The kids experience that. They think that's normal and it continues a cycle. But I am not a fan of toxicity. And it was really scary being on that girl's page and she's like joking about putting her hands on him or getting locked up. And she definitely looked like the way she presented her own self was as the aggressor. And people just think that's so they think that's attractive. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I
yeah,
love a
no.
gentleman and a man that can defend himself and defend and protect me. But there is a difference between that and being toxic or aggressive.
And
I'm
see,
not
I
with
like
it.
equal. I feel like in every situation when I'm dating people, the problem is that um since they figure out what I do for a living, they automatically put me on a pedestal and they feel like they have to live up to certain standards or I'm like the person that's in the forefront of it, and that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even want you to pretty like acknowledge that in that way. Like always bringing up my job in that way and that sort of stuff. I would rather you just be normal. Like I say all the time that I want to date somebody just that's regular. And I don't know if that makes sounds funny, but I just do. Like I would rather like an everyday 9 to 5 guy that likes,
Yeah, I get it.
you know what I'm saying? Like
But do
I
you
need to
think
find me
that
a man in tech.
where do you
I need to
find
find me a
that if
man
you
in
work
tech.
in your industry?
I
Tinder?
don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm done with dating apps. I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
Yeah. I
You
feel
know,
you.
I've never had. I'm not gonna say I never had good experience off of there, but it's no. I'm too old for that. But I do like I like people that just don't play about me, but not in a way where it's like harmful.
Right. It's like protect me, yes, but I just think that it's the way like the way it's like people that abuse their kids. It's like you're supposed to love this child. You're supposed to raise them, create a positive environment for them. But and that's just me. And I don't know if it's trauma or what, but I don't see anything
So the
fun
girl,
or
did she really
funny.
pass away or not?
Yes, he killed her and killed himself.
That's insane. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like that. And if you go on her TikTok, bro, every video, I swear to God, for months and months, and it's just like that's not cool. That's not cute. But I know people that they want that. And I also genuinely, and I said this on Twitter, I feel like sometimes that comes from a place of a lack of self-worth. Cause how could you allow yourself to put up with that? Is it because I know people that they test their man or they test their woman, they do things to get them to react so they can show like, oh, if he get mad then he love me. You know what I'm saying? Or like, oh, look what he
yeah.
did. And he would so I
Yes,
think that
I
some
hate people like that.
yeah, so I think that it comes from a lack of self worth or self love because you think like you gotta go to these extremes to be reassured this person cares about you, and then when you scare them off or you push them away because of that, now you want to beat up on yourself, but you had total control off of what you would bring into that situation. But I think that that's where it comes from. It's like, oh, okay, okay, my man don't play about me. Instead of
Yeah,
just
like I
being
don't
a
like that.
positive, healthy, yeah, it's scary, it's sad, but I think that that could be the case. Not maybe not for everything and everybody. Some people are just doing what they think is normal, but some people, I really think it comes from a place of self worth because what you tolerate is how you look at yourself.
Yeah,
Ten
I
times out of
agree.
10.
I agree, Hunty.
Yeah, so if y'all in a toxic relationship, get out of it. Don't be a good partner too, because there's some people who are just terrible in relationships. And I know I've said this before, but I'd be shocked sometimes when I see some people that I know and how they act to their significant other. I'm like, girl, what?
Yeah,
It's not okay.
yeah, I don't even want to talk about it honestly. I'm gonna leave it alone. But
Okay.
I came to a realization this morning about some things about myself and my dating life that I am just honestly just fed up with. So I gotta figure out how I'm
I'm
gonna deal with
sorry.
this. Neither here nor there.
Okay.
But
Long as
since
it
we was
ain't
on the subject.
toxic.
Anywho,
Oh my God.
this is
Not
hot
you.
off the press. This is hot off the press. We just was talking about Greg.
Uh
Um
oh.
he changed his name back to GSUWOO. He just
Oh
popped up on my
Lord.
page.
Not his full attention. He found out he
Changed
ain't
his
gotta pay
name
that
back
100
to
grand.
GSUWOO, I guess today. And so he posted on his story that the G in GSUWOO stands for Greg, and the Suwoo means blood of the lamb. Now I remember specifically
Him saying it was
watching
the
a
Bloods.
he no on a live video. People were asking or YouTube when they were asking him what did that mean? Are you in the gang? He said no. Red is my favorite color, so I just said Suwoo. So now you
Oh
just making up
boy.
stuff. It's just like you see what I'm saying. This is why I can't
Yeah.
take people serious. This is why I can't take people serious. He out here riding around in a G wagon with a kufi on, blonde hair, African jewelry.
Who
I
he
don't know.
staying with out there?
He back in Miami.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, he must have found out he ain't got to pay that money he owed. Cause people was showing some paperwork that he owed like a landlord or something. Honey, I can't with these folks. That's why I hope that I don't never have to like be in a position where I need to make more friends in life. Cause I'm okay with the people I got right now. I don't need none of these weirdos. It's a very strange world out here.
I'm telling you. Let me tell you something. The feds is coming and everybody getting exposed. That's all I gotta say. They
No
finna do a
cap.
what? When I used to live on Roswell Road, I used to be like, the feds did a sweep.
It's
If
all
I
for the
woke up,
games till they do one for real.
we used to always have sleepovers after the club, and we wake up, everybody be gone. Feds did a sweep. Everybody out here. Everybody out here, and I was the main one gone. I used to be the first one gone. One thing about me,
Folks,
you
you
can't
think
pay
you think I ain't let folks in my house? They definitely not spending the night.
you can't pay me to spend the night at nobody's house. And all my friends know this about me. It's so crazy. I don't care how drunk I am. Put me in the Uber. I want to sleep in my bed.
Yeah, me
People don't be
too.
having the right temperature. They covers be
The right
stinking.
blankets. Oh my god, the dog don't be standing there. Let me
They
tell you something.
covers be
Even in my
stinking.
own house, I won't. I'm not spending the night on my sofa. I'm about to get in my bed. It's a lot of conditions that have to be met for me to be comfortable enough to fall asleep, and it's not at somebody else's address. That's a fact.
I
I get
spent
it.
the, I promise y'all, I spent the night at somebody's house before, right? And this is when I was young. I think this is probably why I'm scarred. I was laying on the bed, okay, a heavy body, my heavy ass body. I had to be about 14. So my heavy body was laying on the bed with the cover on top of me. And I feel something tickling my back. So I'm like, what the hell? I get up and it's a roach, a little roach.
Oh
But
my
how did
god, you
I
just made
feel
me.
that?
Oh
How
my
did I
god.
feel it? It was so little. So I wish y'all could see Alicia right now. She is spazzing out. Please relax.
I'm itching. You just made me think about that braiding appointment I had. Remember I told you
Oh,
about the pizza
Nancy
box?
Roach in my ear. Nancy
Bro,
Roach in my ear.
oh my god, wait, two. The one from high school and the one from a couple. Like, why you got people in y'all? Okay, I don't want to talk about this no more. For real, my wig about to slide off. It's this people's houses
No,
be disrespectful. We are.
I don't spend the night at people's houses. I
Me
always go
either.
home. I make sure
Imagine
I
spending at
drive.
somebody's house and them and their toxic boyfriend get into an argument and he tell everybody to get out.
I've been in situations where they had like a crazy boyfriend. I've been in situations where somebody mama
Mm-mm.
woke up on Rose Hill. I've been in situations
Mm-mm.
where I've been over somebody's house, and since I was there, I had to go to church with them. I've
Ah!
been in situations where like it's just so many different things that I'm just not cool with. I'd rather just wake up in my own bed It's
Wake up
what
in the morning.
get me a little shower because I have a morning like my morning routine. I like to just I don't want to hear no noise. I don't be wanting
Yeah.
to deal with nobody kids, no dog in my face, nobody cat stinking, cover stink, pillow stinking, like
Ugh.
cigarettes, black and mild smells. I remember my one of this boy who me and Zay used to stay with sometimes, like after the club, he would his his house would smell like he had a dog. So it would have a dog smell. And the problem was that found like a really strong air freshener that he would try to mask the smell
Oh
with,
my god! Instead
but
of actually cleaning, deep cleaning.
it made a new smell, and it would be in our clothes. So it was to the point where like I just didn't go over there no more because when I would leave there, I would be at my house and every piece of clothes, sock, bag that I brought over there smells like that.
Oh my gosh, somebody that I used to date had a house like that and it smelled like feet. And I was too young. I don't even want to talk about it. Traumatizing. First of all, I know a lot of people who have pets, houses stink. I just want y'all to know that my dog is hypoallergenic and she does not shed, and my house do not smell like dogs. And my dog always
Everybody
smell
who
like
got a dog
strawberries.
house don't be staying. Like I
A lot
know
of
people with
well,
clean
you
dogs,
right. You right.
but
You are right about that. But that's what people that's the consensus. But my house never get a
I honestly
stink.
think people with cats house stink
I believe it. I use yeah.
because they can't wash them. I love cats, but they
They lick
can't
they
wash the
selves.
cats, and
Mm-hmm.
then like that litter box smell stinks
It's
so
literally
bad.
poop just sitting out in the open.
But the actual
Hazel
smell
going to the
of the
groomer
litter, like
tomorrow.
the kitty litter stinks so bad.
Yeah.
Cat
Oh
food
God.
stinks so bad. Like I don't know.
No, for real, for real. All jokes aside, a lot of people, what you think is clean is not. Is a lot of people ain't. They just, I don't know. Again, don't bring your dirty stuff up into my house. You know, people can spin out your house and bring bed bugs. Like it's just crazy. What I don't come to my house. I don't care if I got a mansion with 99 bedrooms and 1,400
Okay,
toilets.
okay,
Don't even come in my driveway.
okay. You know what?
Oh God. Anyway, y'all. So tomorrow I'm closing on my new house. Ew. And
Periana.
now next week I don't know if I'm gonna be able to record because I will not be in town. I don't know if I shared this
Okay.
already. So surprise to you. Sorry, April. Sorry, Brittany. Sorry, Louise. Who else? Sorry, Sean. Sorry to all the people that know and love us in this show. It's been very. Did I tell you how I got sick last week off my gum surgery? It's just been so much going on. Lord have
Wait, how did
mercy.
you do that?
I don't know if it was me swallowing the medicine or maybe swallowing my own blood, but I was very nauseous. Let's just say that, and that happened the last time too. And I thought that I had got poisoned by my medicine because they gave me some hydrocodone. So I don't call it poison control, and they're like, "No, ma'am, you just need to sit down." But I think this is what I think. This is what has happened both times. I get the surgery, and then I go to the store and I get those bottled juices, and I think the acid or something upset my stomach because it happened the first time. That was all I ate, and the second time it happened, I had one of those juices again, and it made me throw up. Because mind you, I don't had this surgery now 4 times, three
Yeah.
times. And it didn't happen the second time, just the first and the last. Because the second time I didn't do the juices because I was like, oh, I could just, I don't know. Anyway,
Um,
I feel like I'm rambling.
no, I feel like you honestly just have a really sensitive body to medicine
Story of my
because or
life.
just you just always had like you just always been sensitive stuff because every
Oh
time
yeah, foods always make me sick. Every time I ate, I'm like my stomach upset, just for
yeah.
no reason.
So that's probably what it was.
But
It
I'm
probably
still,
was
but
just
I
the
can't even
medicine.
lose 10 pounds. I thought when I threw up, I was gonna be up in there. Nope.
Let me tell you something. I know I threw up some calories at Coachella. I really feel
Throwing
bad
up
for
is a
you.
terrible feeling, man. Okay, all right.
Throwing up in, throwing up somewhere and you can't leave is a terrible feeling.
Ugh.
Because you don't, but I
You
will
can't
say
go take a
after I threw up,
shower.
I felt so good. I wanted to take a shower. I felt so much better after I threw up. But imagine throwing up at like 5:30 and having to stay to a festival to 11.
Oh my god.
The torture.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's
But
wrap
it's
this
cool.
episode up because Hazel need to use the bathroom and she's just doing everything she can to annoy me right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, what do I have coming up? My birthday is coming up. My birthday is May 13th. Let me know if
Yeah,
y'all want
you
my
and my
cash app.
dad.
Zenmo.
Give
I
it to
mean,
him
not I don't have one.
anyway.
There, I'm gonna give it to y'all. Let me know if y'all want it. For my birthday this year, I am going to have a party in my apartment on Cinco de Mayo. I'm having
Hey,
so it's gonna be a Cinco de Mayo / game night. So I found this like uh tray that's in the shape of a sombrero. So I'm gonna put tacos on it, around it. It's a little taco
I'm gonna have a taco
situation.
party too for when I move in. That sound lit. I'm gonna be there in
So it's
spirit.
gonna be cute. For my actual birthday, I think I'm just gonna have a birthday dinner. I'm just trying to find a place. I feel like everybody in LA had a birthday dinners at the same three places: Catch, Tao, and Beauty and Essex.
Oh, we got a
And
catch here too, I think.
I had my birthday dinner at Tao last year. I definitely don't want to do that. And I feel like ever since I did, I've been to like 7 birthday dinners there. I'm like, damn, I'm so tired of Tao. So so I gotta find me a spot or Nobu, Malibu Nobu. No. Mm-mm. Mind you, I don't know if you ever seen the videos and TikToks on the Nobu and Malibu. Every time they be like, "I'm so glad it's a McDonald's across the street." Every time because the food is so tiny, they still be
I don't
hungry after
know.
they leave.
Nothing about Nobu ever gave appealing. I'm like, this is definitely for a class. It's like
It's
a
finger
feel,
food.
yeah,
I
tapas.
just and I understand that I'm from the South and we kind of we overeat in the South. I've just grew up to that's natural to me to have a whole full plate like on a Thanksgiving plate. That's
Mm.
normal to have every Sunday. That's normal to just go and get like a meal with 2 sides and whatever. Out here, they look at you sideways. So you go into Nobu and those little small plates and stuff, that's cute and quaint. I've even heard people say like, oh, or like on TikTok, they're like, oh, it took me 2 years to live in LA to realize that it's a thing to not finish your food and
Boo
to
boo. I'm
leave
gonna
it.
get kicked out of the whole state of California. You know what though? I lost a lot of weight when I was living there. So now that I think about it, it's just come with.
So
I didn't even. The mountains don't even let you get that hungry. It's something about the mountains. It's an
I
appetite
feel,
suppressant.
I feel like LA is like, or yeah, well, it's LA. It's not all of California, but I feel like LA or SoCal is very fake European adjacent. Like they try to copy things that Europeans do. And it could because it's a lot of white people here, but I don't know. Because when I went to Europe, they are like that too. They're like, oh, small place. They don't have a lot of sauces.
I mean, the
Uh,
American way is definitely glutton and greed, so I'm
yeah,
not surprised. But I wish I can't even talk straight. I wish that I could just smell water and be full, but that's not the way God created me. So
yeah. Don't put no ice cream in front of this girl. What?
I'm gonna sip it through my gap. Just kidding. Ha ha ha. Anyway, all right, y'all. Let's wrap this episode up for real. Hazel's giving me the death stare. I just want to take her outside so I can sleep tonight.
Yes.
Sorry y'all won't get an episode next week, but I'll see y'all when I get back. Holla at your girl.
Holla at your twirl, Cora, and Hazel.
Ow. Okay, you heard that. All right. Goodbye.
Bang. What is